Hi everybody, it's Stephen here, the Idiot Quilter, and on this week's The Idiot Quilter Presents Musings, I'm going to share my thoughts about my jinxed life with machinery. Okay? Now, if you saw this week's Idiot Quilter episode, you will know in one segment that I spoke about how my iron blew up and the problems I was having with my embroidery machine. Well, let's start with the embroidery machine. Okay, I love machines. I absolutely do, but I have a love-hate relationship with machines. I mean, they love to hate me. I come near a machine, and for some reason it says, not going to let you touch me. I'm going to break. Every time. It doesn't matter what kind of machine it is. It doesn't matter whether it's a computer, which I've had many of, if it is my iPhone, if it's my iPad, if it's a 3D printer. It can be anything. An electric can opener sees me coming and hides. I don't know why. It's not that I abuse these machines. I don't. I take very good care of my machines because, let's face it, I've invested a lot of money into them in the first place. So, I don't want to have to be sending them off for repair or replacing them. And sending them off for repair, well, does that exist anymore? Really not. You used to get a really good warranty, like years long, 5-10 year warranties on any piece of machinery you bought. And then when personal computers came into effect, they used to have a 2-year warranty or something like that. Or now it's down to about 1 year, and in some cases it's even less than 1 year. Of course, all the stores try to sell you an extended warranty on computers. For example, you can extend your warranty for 2 or 3 years for several $100s. Now, my philosophy on computers was I was dealing a computer every 2 years at one point in my life because basically the technology was changing so fast. I don't know if you just heard that, but I said the word computer and my little dot echo went off because
I don't know that one.
I don't know. There it went again. So from now on, I'm not going to say the computer word because it's going to set that sucker off. Okay, see, I told you, I have a love-hate relationship with my machinery. Anyways, what I was saying about the computers is that you used to get a longer warranty, and then they went to these extended warranties, which cost you several $100, and usually they know that you were probably going to deal your computer within that warranty time anyway, so that's just a money grab. But let's get back to my embroidery machine. So I'm using my embroidery machine this past weekend and it's not cutting threads. The thread cutter is not working, and that's a pain in the butt because you really need a good thread cutter on it, or you're going to have to do it manually, and that's tedious. So I went on to YouTube and to Google, as I always do, and for troubleshooting, and they said there's probably lint or thread caught in the blades of your thread cutter. You just need to clean those out and give them a little oil. All right, fine. Seemed easy enough to do, except that I had to take a part of the cover of the machine off. Well, once I figured out how to do that, then fine, there it is. I could see it, and yes, there was lint and there was thread caught in the blades, and it had been like that for a while. I guess I'd never ever tried to clean it before. Well, I didn't know you had to. So there you go. That's not something you find in the manual with these machines. So I cleaned it all out, gave it a little oil, but there was a couple of little pieces of thread that I just could not get out no matter what I tried from under the blades. They were stuck in there. Well, there's a screw. And where there's a screw, there's a way. So what do? I unscrew the screw, and that takes the blades out. Okay, I clean them all up. They look like new, and I go to put them all back together again. Yeah, and that's where I had the problem. Because do you think I could get that little screw back in, holding these 3 little pieces together? I swear the people who put these together in factories have tiny, itty-bitty little teeny fingers. That's the only way it would work. I screwed around with that for quite a while. I finally got it all together, and I'm thinking, yes, this is going to work. Nope, it did not. I'm back to square one. It is not cutting thread. So I tell Walter this, and he's much more mechanically inclined than I am. And he did some more research, and so he checks it all out. He compared it with his embroidery machine because he has the same one. And down he came, and after a long period of cursing and swearing because his fingers are no smaller than mine, he finally got it all together, and it still doesn't work. So we screwed around with it for another hour or so, and finally came to the conclusion, yeah, we need a professional. So my machine is going in today to the professional to take a look at it, and they'll probably just replace the whole part, and while it's in there I'm going to have it all cleaned up anyways, and adjust it, and might as well get my money's worth because it's going to cost me a minimum of $100 anyway, so might as well in for a penny, in for a pound. Okay, so fine, there we go. I mean, I could still embroider on the machine, but I want my thread cutter to work. Okay, so then during the weekend as well, while I'm having this problem, my very expensive Rowenta tank iron, one that was my dream iron, I thought at one point in time, and a year and a half ago for my birthday, Walter bought me one, well over $300. I loved that iron. Notice I'm using it in the past tense. Why? Because the little sucker blew up, and I mean blew up. It's sitting there resting away, waiting for me to use it. And I had noticed over the last little while that I've been hearing these little sucking and gurgling sounds inside of it. And it's like the pump is coming on and pumping water into it, when really it doesn't need to. It was also running out of water a lot faster than usual. And I thought that was weird, because one of the reasons I bought that iron, or got that iron, is because I had this huge tank that held over a liter and a half of water. So I also had noticed some other things, though, about it, too. Should have made me suspicious. Like, on occasion, I'd hit the steam button and soak my fabric. Yeah, it would blow water. Just a whole lot of water and steam all out at once. So I was getting into the habit of going, okay, I'll just shoot the steam off into space away from me first time, and then go down and use it and be fine. And it was. But I didn't know that this was probably all a sign of it falling apart. So suddenly, while we're working on the one other problem, this machine lets out this huge noise. It sounded like a volcano going off, and there was a steam cloud in my sewing room arising from it. And I mean heavy, heavy steam, like fog in there. And when I went over to the machine to check it, when I went over to the iron to check it out, guess what? I had a pool of water sitting underneath it, because it blew the water out of it as well at the same time. Do you think I was impressed? No. Do you think I used every swear word that I have in my vocabulary? Yes, and I made up some too at the same time. So I cleaned up the mess and everything and just unplugged the whole iron, and I took it and I put it out in the laundry room where it's sitting right now as we speak, and grabbed my old Alicio iron, which I'd had problems with those too. I've had 2 Alicio irons, okay? My first Alicio iron worked for about a year. At the 13th month of ownership, warranty went only to 12 months, of course, it decided it would no longer heat up and pop up. That's what those irons do that I have. That's one reason I bought it, because you can lay it flat down and it pops up, so it doesn't burn the surface or anything like that. It was cool. And I liked that iron. I really did. And it was expensive. It was over $200 when I bought it. Okay. So I was ready to, scrap it and buy something else. And then somebody told me, write to the company, because they've got really good customer service. And they do. And I wrote to them, and they sent me a brand new one. Well, guess what happened to it? It stopped steaming after about a year. Same time about the warranty. Yep. It decided it wasn't going to steam anymore. It would heat up and everything, just won't steam. There's nothing plugged in the holes before you go and say that to me. I checked all that out. Yep. And then I found out, doing some more research online, that, this is not uncommon with that brand of iron. In fact, that's not uncommon with most steam irons, I have since found out. So I retired that one, and that's the other reason why I had the new big elaborate Rowenta, which is now a boat anchor. So, So I've been discussing this with people online, and I'm getting a common thread here. through all these discussions. And that is one, don't waste your money on an expensive iron. Buy a cheapo $30 iron from Walmart. When it goes, throw it away, buy another one. Disposable irons. Two, don't put water in your iron. Even though that's how they create steam, don't. Everybody's saying they've had nothing but problems when they do that. So that begs the question, how am I supposed to steam my fabrics? Well, you just take a little spray bottle of water, give them a mist, and away you go. And in fact, I have something called precision pressing solution or something like that, which is excellent. It's by Acorn. And it will take wrinkles right out of your fabric, or it'll press your seams really nice and flat. So yeah, I think that's the new technique I'm going to use with that. And I think I'll use the Alicio right now without water in it, without using the steam setting, just to press. And eventually I will take a look at what cheap irons there are around and get one. In fact, Walter has a Panasonic 360. It's the one that's wireless. You know, you put it in the stand, then you can take it out. And he really likes it, except he's been having some minor problems with it too. And it involves the steam, I believe. So there you go. So, built-in obsolescence? Yes. Do manufacturers stand behind what they make? No. Can you trust a warranty? No. You'll get it's just 2 days after your warranty expires, so does the product. So this is the thing. I give up. The machine world has taken over. They win. But I'm not investing in expensive irons anymore. I'm going to just buy the straight old-fashioned, no special features. It just heats up, presses my fabric, and away we go. I mean, there are many people who swear they never steam and don't use steam when they're making a quilt. So I guess I'm going to become one of those people. But it pisses me off. Yeah. Live and learn. I hope you have better luck with your appliances and irons and embroidery machines than I do. And if I'm ever at your place and you offer to let me use your equipment, don't, because I'm jinxed. See you next time.